I hope you're doing well. I have finally got all of my plants out of the grow tents and outside on the porch where they are happy, or hopefully will be happy soon. And so I'm finally doing the last part of my plant tour. There'll probably be some stragglers because I still have a few in the garage that are getting repotted and stuff in the window out there that I haven't brought out here yet. Every single plant, you guys, obviously you see there's a lot of plants here, and every single one, I'm gonna actually put this up just a tad and come in front of the camera here for just a minute. Hi guys! So all of these pots, I have been taking each and every single one and looking it over, and if it has any signs of mealies or any kind of bugs, spraying it down with alcohol, doing whatever else needs to be necessary, watering it if it needs water, if it doesn't, great, and then putting it where it needs to be. And I rotate all of my plants. I start most of them out on this east, most of the sun-loving ones out on this east window when I first bring them out in the year, because the light comes up and it gets really great morning sun with these huge windows here. But then when the sun moves over to the south, this area isn't quite as bright. So I start most of the sun-loving ones out here to make sure that they are adjusting to the natural sunlight. And then slowly, as the year goes on, the ones that need the most sun move over here, which you can see I've now moved most of my messemes over here. And here, these two get the most sun. And then the ones that are back here get the least sun, obviously, up against the house. And some of them are happy and just kind of stay here, and some of them get rotated in and out of the window as the year goes on. So I had some stretching going on because we had so much cloudy weather right after I put these guys out here, which we had a bunch of cloudy weather before. But and so I had some stretching, nothing too bad, but just some stuff like this. I mean, this guy was great and compact. This was a beheaded, no, actually, this wasn't a beheaded Echeverria. It was just a slightly etiolated Echeverria that I had gotten all nice and beautiful and compact and pink. It probably showed up in a tour months and months back. But anyways, you can see it's a little bit stretched, but nothing too bad. But enough that I was like, okay, come on, sun, because I'm not going to move all of these back into the grow tent. But I've rotated some. Well, I'll show you those when I come and do a close-up. My jelly beans and a few sedum and stuff have lost some of their color, so I've rotated them to get a bit more light. Alrighty, I am going to get behind the camera again, zoom up on all of these goodies, and do my talking while you can see more. Alright, we start out here on this first little table. We have some Echeverria leaves here, a little pile here of leaves that I've removed off of one of my plants. We got some lobelia. This particular table, I guess I'll call it, rack, is usually I use it for more leafy plants and not succulents because of the light exposure. And so some of these guys are just here temporarily, and some different more leafy plants and herbs are going to come up here. We're in the middle of doing a ton of dirt work out in our lawn, and so some plants are in a lot of limbo right now, and we're having to dig up established plants out of one bed and pot them up while we redo stuff to put them in another bed. Anyway, so there's some extra stragglers around here for a while. This is my lovely little Gingko tree. Lovely, lovely. A sad little Thanksgiving cactus that had too much light, as you can see, and is recovering. This is a desert rose that is also recovering. It's actually doing quite well. It got a really nasty mealybug infestation right as the leaves were all coming back this spring, and it was out in the shop because it needed to be cool to lose its leaves. And so I didn't notice for quite a while, and it got sad. All right, but it's perking up. This is just some Lewisia flowers that are peeking out here that I cut a stem off. They don't actually belong to the plant that they're on, in case anyone wonders, what is that beautiful thing and how is the Thanksgiving cactus blooming those flowers? It's not, don't worry. Oh, look at these. These just came in the mail today. Are they fantastic, or are they fantastic? Like, there's no other option. These are from the amazing Erin Crowell, and I am just blown away. She told me, I'll send you some dunce caps, and I think she said 2 little plants, you know, that she would send me. And so I was thinking, little plants. This is not a freaking little plant, so I'm super, super excited. These are going to go out into my bed with my sedums. I already have one little patch of these guys out there, and they will join the others. All right, I'm gonna move my camera again. We're gonna see how this goes. Usually I'm holding my camera, and I've been so shaky lately, well, for a while anyways, and so I just got a taller tripod so that I don't have to hold it, but if it gets really annoying, I may just end up holding it again. These are some Echeverria that Erin sent me also, and they are so darling, and I just potted them up, and they're beautiful. A crassula, an unidentified something, Graptocedum something. Aloes. You saw this one in another video. Most of these are all ones that I have not had in plant tours, but there are a couple that got brought out from the inside that are, this guy was in my bedroom for a long time. This is the one I did the video on. It was kind of turning a purple color, and a lot of these little segments, there we go, segments, if I'm yelling into the microphone, sorry about that, but these little segments were turning yellow and falling off, and he got some good fertilizer and magnesium and pulled back from the sun, and he's recovering really nicely. This little epiphyllum that's usually in the bathroom window came out to join us. Peperomia, some more Lewisia, some more aloes down here. Most of these guys have all been in the upstairs grow tent, so it was so hard to video up there. And so they're coming out. A little portulaca, some more Peperomia. All right, I think it's time to move the camera again. Alrighty, this guy, I gotta look up his name again. I always friggin' forget the name of these. When I bought it, it looked like a cluster of string beans. If you imagine like holding green beans in a cluster, it looked like a cluster of, you know, fuzz-covered string beans all coming out in a very even pattern, almost more like an aloe, this shape. And so I don't remember what happened. I was so sick when it had a problem, but I let it dry out really, really well, and I thought it had died back completely. But then all of these lovely little clusters came back, but they came back much flatter and much more rosette shaped. And yeah, sorry, I'm totally spacing on the name here, and I'm running into plants behind the camera. All right, some more Peperomia, aloes, peanut cactus, little aloe starts, more cactus. This is a lovely little aeonium that has been had a very hard life and has come back and rooted really, really well. The Domino Cactus, one of my cylindrical Sansevieria pups. You can see the mom kind of right there in the window, minus the glare. And you can see me, hi. And more aloes. The lovely Irish bouquet aeoniums. I love them. Some gasteria. This is a big, I believe it's an Aloe nobilis. Yep. Aloe nobilis, a golden tooth aloe. It's got some pretty, I'm just going to lean us over here. It's got some pretty red coloring on it. It'll have to go back into the sun shortly, but for now it's happy right here. All right. The stand is driving me nuts, so I'm going to hold it for a minute. Hopefully this is all right. We got some more gasteria. This one here is going to bloom. You can see the little bloom there. More aloe vera, very poor little tiger tooth aloe that got very neglected. He just got a really good watering and should perk up. Some more gasteria and aloe. I do have a label on this. I was going to say, I don't know what kind this is. Aloe Crosby's prolific. I don't know where this guy came from, but he's a nice little one. A cacti, a little pot, my cup of Sempervivum and sedum that my dear friend gave me last year for my birthday, about a year ago exactly almost. My birthday's later on this month. And they're just doing so well. We were not sure, you know, if they'd stay happy all year in a cup, and I left them literally out in the snow and all of the weather here in Idaho in their cup. And look how beautiful they are. Anywho, rooting cactus pads, some type of Echeverria something. This is a, it's called an Amethyst Aloe, and I don't know the actual name of it, but you can see it turns this lovely kind of purple color when it gets a lot of sun. And I'll go faster. Here's another one of my little euphorbia. This was when I did the tour out here on the porch a few weeks ago. I said I have another one, and this is the other one that was up in the grow tent. Most of these smaller, this guy, oh my goodness, he has had quite the life, and I actually pulled him out of his pot this spring and soaked him in his roots in water for, I think, 2 weeks. He was completely shriveled. I thought it was totally dead. I genuinely believed that it would rot in the water, but I just couldn't bear to throw it away. I generally don't recommend like water therapy for weeks on succulents at all, because it will drown their roots a lot of times. But when they're almost dead anyways, oh well. And when I planted it back up, it didn't look like anything had really happened. I wasn't sure, but it didn't rot. It just didn't do anything being in the water for the 2 weeks. And anyways, I was looking at it. I poked it back under the grow lights and thought, well, it's probably gonna die. And it is green, and it is firmer than it has been in, well, at least a year, if not more. So I'm super, super excited about that guy. And then I have another little, he had a water, so he's got floaties. I need to, that's how long ago this guy was potted. I never use perlite now, but sometimes it comes in a little bit in the potting mixes, but I don't usually buy store-bought potting mixes anyways. All right, you can see here the jelly beans from my last video are much greener, not as pink, so they've moved over to the south. I think all of these mostly you've seen on the messemes, so I'm going to keep going here. This is just a little Echeverria. I think it was a leaf start that has gotten bigger. Some Mother of Millions. We got some more crassula over here. Lots of beheaded Echeverria, and then this lovely little cactus with its ring of flowers. It's been blooming for a week or so. These cuttings aren't doing very well. Their new growth is coming back in really shriveled and deformed. And so I would say a deficiency, but that's a little soon to show up, so I'm thinking it might be a fungus or something, but it's not spreading to anywhere. It's been in with all of my other plants for about a year. No, not that long on this one, maybe 8 months, and nothing has spread to anyone else, but yeah, not sure what's going on with that one. A few more cacti, aloes. A lot of these were in the last video. Another beheaded Echeverria, which I'm not sure what type this was, but it's got 2, 3, 4. That one's kind of not really a full-on head, but it's coming back. Another aloe. I love these guys, so beautiful. A huge Pearl von Nürnberg, and it's needing some more light here, so I'm doing the delicate dance of give it more light, don't burn it, give it more light, don't burn it. I guess I can show, oops, sorry guys, show these little hangies, just a couple of jades that have been up in the grow tent. My little ruby necklace is finally taking off here. Some other cuttings that I don't know where these came from. A piece fell off of something, you know, on the sidewalk or something, I don't even know, and I picked it up a long time ago. Actually, no, I think this was a piece that was in a pot that I bought on clearance, and I wanted the pot, and it had a bunch of almost dead succulents in it, and this was a piece, and I couldn't bear to toss it out, so I cut it off and planted it, and that was about a year ago, and it's finally finally taking off. A couple Rhipsalis here, a couple more. This was just unknown. Again, that came in a pot that I bought on clearance because I wanted the pot, and it had a couple very sad succulents in it, and that one's recovering. These guys are some little babies. I think maybe, I don't know if these were started from leaves or they must have been, because they've been growing for a couple of years in this pot, and they're really tiny. So all right, another Echeverria here that was up in the grow tent. think most of the sedum, most of these were in the same position in the last video. So I think all of these you've mostly seen. This guy's got such beautiful pink tips. I don't know, I have such a soft spot for some of the crassulas or crassulas, however you want to say it. I just think they're just so beautiful, especially when they get the blushing like this. Just makes me happy. And then down here I have all of my conophytum, whoops, which they are needing a table that's up higher so that they can get better light. And so that's what I'm working on next, is to raise them up to window height here. And they will enjoy being outside for the summer. I'm not sure, I didn't even point out. Okay, here we go. I'm going back over here. All of this thing, and I didn't even point out this lithops that's flowering. I don't know what its deal is. It's the wrong time of year, but it is just going to town. And I had one conophytum flower last week, and I was like, hello, but what are you doing and why are you here? So anyways, the outer leaves are shriveled great, but this guy was just anxious to bloom. So there he goes. But isn't it beautiful? So nice. Alrighty, because this video is going to get too long, I am going to call it good for now. And I will do a video. You can see my beds out there, a few of them. And I will do a video of my outdoor plants soon. I just have so many, oops, amidst all of the flies. There's a beautiful butterfly up there. All of the bugs get stuck in these windows really badly. But it seems like as the year go on, they learn to fly out a little bit better. We'll see. There's a beautiful moth here, if I can get my camera over there. It's quite big. Sorry, the camera flipped over on me, but you can see compared to my finger about how big this guy is. Hi. Beautiful. Alrighty. I hope you're doing well. That ends my spring plant tour as summer begins. Hopefully now they'll all be more in a similar location and I can just do a house tour and an outside porch tour and update you guys sooner or later on in the year on everything whenever anything exciting is happening. Alrighty, until next time, I will talk to you soon and happy growing.